All right, so we got the Ryca kit in this week, and this is in between when Nick's coming down. Nick's supposed to come Monday, so I've done a little bit of preliminary work. I cleaned these brackets up. This is the old tank mount, and we use this. We have to use this to mount the chain protector, and mounted the rear bracket, the rear set bracket, which has your pedals coming off this side for your brake, this side for your gear shifter over there. Everything fits pretty well. Got a lot of things over here to go on. I figured out the solenoid comes on here, it's going to go up here, but I have to cut these two brackets off, and I got permission from Nick to do that, but this is where it mounts up here in front, right on the screws. I'm going to cut those off and see if I can't get that on there. Also, I got the kickstand taken care of, and it wasn't hard to figure out at all. You use an engine mount, and this goes across, and what it does, it crosses, it mounts on this side of these two screws right here, on these two screws, and the other side obviously just hooks up to the thing, but that's pretty straightforward. I'm going to cut these pieces off and see how my side grinder works. Nick gave me permission, so I'm going to try that right now. Okay, I'm going to try to do a close-up of this using my new side grinder. Here's my new side grinder. I'm going to try to cut that one piece off. I'm going to use some safety glasses. I don't want to get something in my eye, but I just want to make sure this works before I cut all these measured pieces off. So I'm going to cut this one piece off right here. Let me see if I can. Pretty well. Okay, I'm going to cut this other side off. That worked pretty well. And then I might just sand them down a little bit. Okay, Nick's finally here. Hi, say hi to everybody, Nick.
Hey.
And we took the kickstand off and we twisted out this is the actuator for the actual electronic override. The kickstand had to be up on the old model in order for the bike to start. We don't need that, so we took it off. We'll put it in with the kickstand screw that I messed up yesterday. I messed up the threads on that, and I've got another one ordered. But we'll put that in with that bag there with the bolt and the cap nut. But that's done there. Now the next thing we're going to do, since Nick's here, we're going to take this thing outside and we'll start doing some of the cuts. But we're going to go over the cuts very precisely before we do it.
Did you print off the cut document or the Google?
Yeah, I got them right there. And we're going to go over it real quick. Okay, Nick, you're going to cut the frame here.
I'm going to sit down. It can be extra stable.
I think like that's good, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't stand. Don't ever get directly over a drill bit like that.
What do you mean?
It spins in that direction. If it broke,
It spins
would,
down.
I know, but if it breaks, it'll fly.
Well, I have to get centered, don't I?
Yeah, but you stand back over it like this, do it like this. If this thing breaks, it'll hit you right in the groin because it's spinning towards you. Don't ever sit where the blade's spinning at you.
Okay.
If that thing exploded, and I've had a lot of them explode, you don't want to be in the path of the centrifugal force, okay?
Then I can't get a good.
Well, you get your knee out of the way. I'm telling you.
All right.
Just letting you know from experience. And don't put your head right over it either.
Well, I can't see that.
Well, that's all right. You don't have to be precise. You just have to get the cut, and then we'll buff it down flat. Don't put your eye right over it. I'm telling you.
Well, how do I do it precisely if I don't do it?
I'm telling you, just do it from the back. You don't have to do it
Oh, I feel faint.
Why? Because you're bending over.
Straight up and down?
Yeah, pretty close. A little bit angled. It's all right. We'll flatten it out when we get it up to finish. Good. It looks really good. Look, don't touch it. Yes. Okay. Hey, wait, you got the guard in the way. You're holding it left-handed. It's a right-handed tool. I can switch it around. You want me to change it the other way? Here, let me have it. I'll put the handle on the other side.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Look. Yeah, you're pretty good. You're going downhill a little bit. Don't twist it in there though to fly off. You'll break the blade. Just go ahead and keep going that way. We'll flatten it out and get it off. break that off. Okay, now cut this off. We're going to take off the key switch mounting bracket. And here goes Nick.
Missed it right there a little bit. Okay. Actually, thinking about maybe coming up from behind because this is it's good. No, I guess I could go like that. Then I'm coming around at an angle. I think it's better. Let me get behind it.
Well, you want me to lift it
No,
up?
that's all right. Let me just get behind it.
And just come up with it like this?
Yeah.
You really want to take this shock off?
I don't think that matters.
Okay. Just don't, well, you can hit it, it's old, but you don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
You'll be over here, just if you angle it. Don't worry about getting real close because we can buff it out, okay? Just get it off of there and we'll buff it down. It takes 2 seconds to buff it.
Roasted that.
Look
at how it roasted that.
You did, man. Just don't let it pop it up because it'll fly out of there. It's so light. Don't touch it. It's hot as a firecracker. Oh, that's what's playing. What?
Oh, no, it's good frame. Yeah, I think the bottom of the frame, I think.
Not bad.
I don't know, not real bad. I scraped it. Not real bad. Shoot.
You gotta be careful. Hold the shock on. That's good enough. So we don't need to do any more. Don't do anything. Don't do it with that. That's not the blade to do that. But it's not through it, so it's not. I don't think it's structurally a problem.
It's not. It's dented a little bit.
I'll just buff it out a little bit. Put some primer on. Okay, now let's. That's fine. That's fine. I'd rather do it like that and buff it down with the buffer.
Yeah.
The buffer's a little more precise. Yeah, leave that alone. Now, let me help it over for that one.
You got it?
Yeah, it's heavy. Like I said, I don't want to drop this thing on the T. Okay.
Do it like this. Yeah, I hate I nicked that up there. I think it's alright. I don't think it's deep enough to have any structural effect.
No, I don't think so either. It's underneath, you'll never see it.
Well, and this thing's got dings on it. I mean, it's not going to be a perfect.
This frame's in good shape compared to the ones I saw him working on. Yeah, just do it between this angle. So don't hit that frame. Rest your hand on the frame. There you go. Yeah.
Flip it up in my face. I'm gonna go like this.
You gotta get the position.
I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go.
Just don't hit that swing arm. Just stay out here. You're going in. You're going to hit it right here. Yeah, you are. You're going to hit it.
I can see. I got space. I got space.
It's going to hit it.
Where?
It'll kick it off.
Oh, I got it.
I think you're better off going. I think you're better off coming for. Wait. Let me turn this. You're better off doing it from here down. You don't want to lose an eye. No. But do not do that. You will lose an eye.
Well, that'll actually work, I think.
Just stay off that sidearm. Through.
Yeah, I mean, you should have seen this
No,
one.
you bend it down. Or you want to get okay. Wait a second, I got to run the can. That's hitting the face. Nick, that's hitting you right in the eyes. Please don't do that. So a piece of that strap will fall down your eye. It'll burn a hole in your eye like hot filled butter.
Ready?
Yep.
And we'll get the other one too. they're pretty flush.
Good. The main test will be, of course, I'd have to buff them out because it makes those marks on it. Okay. Top one, wasn't it?
It was the bottom one.
Okay. Bottom.
This one.
Okay. We just found out we've got to take a little bit more off of this because it gives a little more threads. That's all. Okay, here we go. We can pop it in from this side.
Probably get us an extra couple threads.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just lift it up.
No, you don't have to.
Just stick it through there.
Drop it through.
Is that right? Oh, it's the wrong bolt.
Well, that's the kickstand. Oh. Did I grind the wrong one on?
No, you did this one. This was right. We already did that one. We're testing this one.
Still could use a couple, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take it off a little bit more. I don't want to take it off that other side though. A little bit more. It doesn't take very much off to grind it like that.
Why don't you want to take any more? Oh, because
Because it's a
close.
frame.
Yeah. Because there's not much more to take off that one. Do it a little bit more.
I think it's all right where it is.
Yeah.
Okay, we cut the seat cuts now.
No, this, not this.
Whatever you do, Nick, cut it high.
Here, I'm gonna get on my knee.
Cut it high.
I am.
We can always buff it down, but we can't put metal back on it. Keep going like this. Almost there.
Looks pretty good though.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it looks real good.
Hope I didn't compromise the integrity of that
What?
thing where I cut it a little bit into the.
No, you didn't. My God, that swing arm is
What's
thick.
that swing arm? It's this that I cut.
Oh, well, that's. Yeah, we're definitely too far here. Why don't you just go straight in here? You know what I'm saying? Because the bark is down here. Just cut into it above that.
That's not the problem. The problem is, look. The problem is.
We'll come from here. Cut it right here.
Okay.
And cut it this way.
Okay.
Because your mark's down here. Okay?
Okay.
So.
Let's go.
No, you're not cutting it right. I said cut it back this way. Just cut it this angle. Right into the side of it. You're cutting into the bolt. The bolt's so hard you can't cut it. There you go. Just stay right next to the bolt. Okay, whoa. See why it's not coming off.
Pretty close.
Yeah. Here. See on this back side right here? Cut right here. Right here.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see. It's off there. good, I think.
I think it's good. Let's set it up and see.
Yeah, it'd be easier to grind that flat than it is to get a perfect cut.
Yeah.
I think if I can... Yeah,
See, we got plenty of room here in the front. I think we have
pretty
plenty.
good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. We can buff touch all that.
Yeah.
Let's try to do the same thing again with the tape piece.
Okay, let me turn this on. Away from you.
Got my lip in there.
Huh?
It's going down.
Sure? Okay.
Yeah.
I still want to lose your eye.
I'm as far as I can go. Let me switch to this side.
Okay. You want me to flip it up?
No, this side. You got it.
That won't work either.
What? That won't work either. You're tipping over here.
Okay.
Flip it over maybe.
Okay. Let me.
Tip to where you're off. You should be free.
All right, that's it. Let's set it up and see if it looks flat. Here's the big test.
It's the most structural thing we'll do.
Yeah, that is kind of critical.
It's pretty good.
Let's see.
It looks really good.
Yeah,
Definitely grindable.
Take your flat plate over there and set it on there.
Which way? Like,
I think
it's about like that, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm not sure if
I'm
it's
pretty sure that's about like it is. Looks pretty good. Look at that.
Yeah,
Looks really good.
that's not bad, Nick. Let's turn that off and okay, to show everybody where we've gotten. We actually got this all in fabrication. We got all the joints cut off here. These bolts, all these three things. We've cut this off and fitted the seat, got it attached, got the battery box attached, got the tank on there, and it fit very well. So we're kind of moving along. Tomorrow Nikki's going to come back. I think we're going to assemble this whole thing. We may work on the modification for electrical so that it will start when it's in neutral without the clutch being engaged, because with that thumb decompressor lever, he has to have his left hand available to push that, and he can't be pulling the clutch at the same time. So we're going to do that. We're going to do the modification. We're also going to extend the ignition cable 24 to 26 inches. And that's pretty much it tomorrow, I think. We're also going to spray this tank with some airplane paint remover and get everything off that tank. We think we're going to build this thing all together, make sure it goes, then disassemble it and paint it. But that's our plan right now. All right, just wanted to let you see the latest and greatest. The seat pan is just a little bit off the frame. We're going to see if we can't fix that this morning. We're going to take this all apart, prime the frame, take the gas can off, take everything off, prime the frame today. We may go get some airplane paint remover to take the stuff off of this seat. we'll prime the frames. And then our other project today, we're going to try to extend 26 inches on the ignition cable. And also we want to do the modification for the not having to hold the clutch lever in when you start it using the thumb depressor. And that's going to be our projects today, pretty much.
Where'd that screw go?
Right there. We are working on our carburetor, reporting the jets. We already took the other side off. What's this off of?
It came off this left-hand side.
On the jetting, on the other side, we've changed out the main jet to a 142.5. That was the biggest jet that they sent us. And on the port jet, we put a 55 in there that came with the kit. We still have a 147 and a 150 main jet. We don't have any other jets other than the ones that was in it, the stock one, and the one we put in, which was the one we put in was a 50. And let me see what the stock one was that was in there. It was a
So you want to look at it?
I can't see it. It looks like 52 or something, but what is that?
52.5.
Well, that's bigger than what we had in there.
Well, we just put it in there.
No, 55. We did put a 55. So we put a 55 in there, and there was 152, and it had a 145 main jet, and we put a 152.5. So now we're on the other end. We take the back off, take the spring off and the back side. Now we're going to lift this whole diaphragm out. You got to grab it inside and be careful not to tear this around the edge. Pull it all the way out. Good. Okay. Now, no, down in here. You can put that away.
Should I clean it real quick?
You can, yeah. Go ahead. We're going to carb clean the inside of that out. Now, if you look down in here, there are two Phillips screw heads with a little brass plate, and there are two open holes. And we have to have those open. Don't squirt that in your face. That's the worst solvent in the world.
I gotta wash my face.
Yeah, look at there. So we got to take that plate out with the two screws and take the whole rod out, and it's got a spring behind this. And then we have to replace the little porcelain ring with 3 washers. I'll turn that off right now. Okay, here's the porcelain ring on top of this plunger. It's got to be either shaved in half, or you remove it and put these 3 washers on, which I'm going to do the 3 washers because I don't have a belt sander to sand that ring, so I'm going to do this instead. So I put the 3 washers on top. The spring is still down in there. Is it clean?
What is this stuff? Clean that off.
Ooh, hands are freezing.
Oh.
Okay, we changed out the ports, both the big one, the master and the pilot jet.
I think you're holding it below where it's filming.
We took this off and changed out on the rod the 3 washers. We didn't use the ceramic one. I put that back in the bag. We're going to keep that. And then we also, the hardest thing was to drill out this little copper thing where the master valve for the flow mixture adjustment screw is. But we got it done.
So that's where you use to tune it.
That's where we tune it from, yeah. So this carburetor is ready to go back in the bike for it's ready to go. So what I'm going to do, we're going to take that outside. Next project's going to be electrical. We're going to extend the ignition switch wire.
Did you already pre-cut all these?
Yeah, and we got 5 cables for that.
Yeah.
26 inches. It could have gone 24 to 26. I'd rather have extras, not enough. So we'll do 26 inches and go from there. So that's our next project. All All right, we just extended the ignition cable by 26 inches. Now one of those is a little bit longer than another, longer than others, but basically it's 26 inches longer. We put all heat shrink, solder joints. We chose to use the heavier wires on the ignition side because the other ones, even though there's only 4 of them, I felt like they were too small and might, over that distance, might break easier. So I thought the heavier ones over long distance would be a better choice. So that's project's done. Next project's going to be the modification wiring for not having to pull the clutch to get this thing started, and we're ready to go.
We're going to get the tank paint taken off.
We're going to take the tank off this afternoon. Oh yeah. All right, now we're going to spray the tank to get the paint off. We're using the Rust-Oleum aircraft remover. Oh, here goes Nick. And this is going to take all the paint off this tank, we hope. We're hoping it's not going to take off the paint off the house and everything else. The wind is blowing across the street, so I think. It's already coming off. Hope that can right up and down, because you'll blow in air, you'll run out of pressure. You won't be able to, don't stand in front of it and get on your legs. Don't stand off the side. I'm gonna move the camera back. Don't breathe that.
I'm not.
That's so bad on you. That's going on a little bit. Well, it's not going to touch the car. I think it's too windy to paint that frame of the body of the bike today. We'll see. Maybe it might calm down a little bit. Leave it for 10 minutes, see what comes off. We can always do another application. No? No. Did you breathe that? Okay. I think you got it covered, don't you?
About.
You got this side good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's the application. We'll see what happens in 10-15 minutes. See how this paint remover works. Now use the narrow end, Nikki, not the thick. Scrape it there. Take your paper towel and scrape it. See what? Oh my gosh! It comes right off. Then I don't know if I can decal though. Decal might be a little different.
Well, that's better than others.
I wonder why.
I got it thicker in those places.
Oh really?
Yeah. These are going pretty thick.
The decal may have to peel off. What do you think?
Probably.
How you get a hold of it though? Yeah, that's nice on the tape. Alright, we got the idea. We're going to have to clean this tank up. Alright, here's our next project. After we extended the extension wire for 26 inches, we did the modification for the clutch. So we wouldn't have to use a clutch to get the bike started. So we could use our thumb compressor. We followed the directions. We tried to ask, this is the side kickstand solenoid used to run the cutoff on the kickstand, whether it was up or not. And the green and orange went up here to the blue and orange of the white tab, and the black orange and the orange went to the green and yellow of the yellow tab. Now we couldn't tell if there's any difference in those two different wires, the green yellow, but we assume it's not any different. So we tried to ask Ryca, but they didn't respond. We also tied the two together up here, the black and orange that used to go to the the black and orange that did go to the to these side kickstand solenoid, like they instructed on the thing. And we left the green one and the orange one that came off up there open. And I'll coat those with a little bit of black stuff to protect them a little bit. We got one place that I'm a little concerned about. I'm going to document this because, which one is it, Nikki? Where the one wire is sticking out. Oh, right here it is. We got one wire came poked through on that shrink tubing on the white, on the green blue, and we're going to try to put the dab of this liquid tape over it, and then we might put some, electric tape on it too. But we're going to try to insulate that the best we could. All right, that's it for now. We've got all the electrical stuff done. We've taken the paint off the tank. We've put the primer on the frame. We got a lot done today. All right, signing off. Okay, after 2 applications of Rust-Oleum aircraft paint remover, we got about 90% of the paint off of this thing, 95%. It looks pretty dang good, actually. We're going to put one more coat on because it does have some places on it that's kind of rough. And we don't want that, so we're going to... It's pretty clean. So we'll do one more coat and go from there. We did a little bit of frame priming. We hit the rough spots where we had to grind it down or sand it off. We forgot one area. I forgot it back here. There's one spot here I need to grind down. I'll grind that and re-prime it. But otherwise, it's pretty good shape. I think we're getting close to painting, and then we'll get to building. Okay, so there concludes another big weekend of work. And everything's looking pretty good, so I'll work a little bit on this swing arm and maybe get it cleaned up, and I've hit those spots we ground off and prime those, and we'll get ready to start building this thing. Okay, we're going to sign off for right now.